Guys, welcome. Welcome to the Cold Palmer Show. The Cold Palmer, Cold Palmer. Palmer 4, Brighton, or is it Robert Sanchez 2? Palmer 4, Brighton 2. Guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. Welcome back to the Cold Palmer channel, presented by the Chelsea Godfather. It's the Chelsea Godfather reporting back to duty. Please subscribe to my channel for regular Chelsea updates. Guys, we've done it again. We've scored 4. Somehow, it felt like we didn't score enough. Palmer, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, 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 bam. Woo! And that literally put Brighton, I mean, it really calmed them down because Brighton came out swinging. Make no mistake about it. This Brighton team is good. And Brighton hadn't lost a game this season so far. And they came out, their manager, very, very good manager, brilliant manager during the pregame pressers. He pretty much said, listen, I mean, I expected this from Brighton because he said, listen, no matter, notwithstanding the fact that Chelsea has a lot of, firepower, that when you come to play against Chelsea, that you still have to be brave and play your game. So I expected them to play their game, but I didn't expect it to be like this, though, because it was kind of suicidal the way they played against Chelsea firepower. I mean, it's as if they did not get the memo because we have a lot of firepower. Sancho, obviously, they already have been well acquainted with Cole Palmer, Jackson, Nani, obviously in midfield, Enzo with the Hollywood, passes, and Caicedo just breaking things up. So they, came at the bridge. They pressed us early, and they pressed us high, and they pressed us often. And in the first 5 minutes of the game, literally, like we couldn't even 5 to 10 minutes even. We could barely get our foot on the ball. I mean, I won't say that they're playing us off the park, but we were not in the game. Had no control. We were just there, and it was all credit to Brighton. Tactics. Their players. You guys already know they have talented players, talented young players. I mean, they may not be the most popular household name players, but their players have the requisite technical ability to implement the tactics that their manager uh, requests of them, and they were implementing the heck out of that tactics, and eventually led to the first goal.
Criminal goaltending by Robert Sanchez. Again, he didn't have much help from Cowell, in that Levi Cowell tried to clear the ball. I mean, I can't really fault him. He tried to clear it. It wasn't cleared well. It was blocked. That block then somehow led to an aerial ball. It was a 50-50. Sanchez, came out. Sanchez, the rule of thumbs is, as a goalie, you already know this already. If you're going to leave your line, you must get something on the ball. Either you come out confidently and grab it, or you punch it. But last, you have to get something on it. You have to at least make contact with the ball, 50-50 at least. So that way, even if they win the header, it's not a clean header. But as fate may have it, um, he left his line, came out, and did not get anything on the ball. It was an easy header for Brighton's first goal, the first goal of the season for their player. I'm gonna put his name up here because honestly I don't remember his name. Uh, Apologies to Brighton fans. It was 1-0 at that point in time. Okay, as Chelsea fans, we're just looking for the a reaction because leading up till Brighton's first goal, like we had it, it's as if our players were still in the locker room. The energy just wasn't there. there was too much there was too much space between our players and their players. Like we couldn't really get near any of their players, and they were really having they were enjoying themselves knocking the ball around at Stamford Bridge. So, but after they scored the first goal, then that's when the reaction. Thankfully, they scored early. Our players woke up from their slumber and got tighter. Began to mark their players more aggressively, and that ultimately led to defensive errors on Brighton's part. Palmer actually should have scored earlier, prior to his first goal. But it was he hit the post. I mean, believe it or not, he scored four, and he still had one that actually hit the bar. He really could have had five goals in the first half, which just would have been crazy. But he hit the post. Eventually, again, I haven't even gone back to rewatch the highlights, because the goals just started flying in. I believe it was a defensive error, right? I mean, if memory serves me right, it was a defensive error from Brighton's central defender, the defender who was partnering Dunk. He tried to make a back pass, either him or the right back. I think is their center defender. He tried to pass the ball back to the goalie, but the pass was short. It was short, and Jackson is always sniffing around. Jackson was pretty much through on goal. Everybody expected Jackson to basically take that strike on target, but which he did. But in typical Jackson format, in typical Jackson form, it's almost as if he has reverted back to his old self after the Cinderella performance against West Ham last week. He should have scored, but the chance was lost. But thankfully, thankfully, Cole Palmer made the run to provide him the support. And again, thankfully, Jackson did the right thing by eventually squaring the ball, just as he had stumbled and lost control. He managed to square the ball to Palmer, and Palmer this time didn't make any mistake. He scored the goal, went to the Brighton fans, because the fans up to there have been out singing our Chelsea fans, and they've been letting Robert Sanchez have it after his first error. They were singing Sanchez's name in a way of like telling him thank you. So after Palmer's first goal, he quickly went to the Brighton fans area and told them to calm down. That the game has just started. Before you knew it, we won the ball again. Jaden, Sancho dribbled, I think, one or two guys. I believe it is their right back. He really showed him like a rough day at the office, and laid the ball off to passed the ball to Enzo in an effort for a 1-2 pass, and Enzo read the play. He laid the ball, made a run into the box. Enzo released the quick, obvious 1-2. However, Dunk and one of the other defenders basically clipped and blocked Sancho intentionally in the box. Referee didn't make any mistake about it, didn't waste any time. Pointed to the penalty spot. You guys already know who was coming up for a cold Palmer. He stood up, sent the goalie the wrong way, and went once again to the Brighton's fans area to give them that little code celebration. 2-1. 2-1. The third goal The third goal, okay, the third goal was the free kick, the crazy free kick. Was a crazy. That was his best. That right there has to be goal of the month. And I know there was another. Who was it? Don. Um, John Duran. Although he might end up winning that goal of the month, but if he didn't have that goal, this certainly would have easily would be number one on goal of the month. Beautiful, brilliant free kick from Cole Palmer, at least 25 plus yards out. I mean, pace, power, placement, execution, world class. 3-1 hat trick. 3-1 hat trick. Okay, at that point in time, we're like, all right, guys, now we are running things. It's time to basically blow them, right out of Stamford Bridge. But of course, that's when Robert Sanchez once again, remembers that he used to be a Brighton player and routine pass out of his box. He was supposed to give it to Caicedo. I don't know how he totally misplaced the pass and passed it straight to, I believe his name is Baliba. I think that's his name. The brilliant young central defensive midfielder, very very good player. I think he might. I don't know. I don't think he's up to 20 years old yet, but he's not going to be at Brighton for too long. He's a very good player, and he finished the ball. In fairness to him, he still had a bit because Sanchez got back in goal, but the placement was perfect. It was a perfect placement. 3-2 Brighton. At that point in time, we're like, okay, what is happening? But again, it's like, you guys want to press us, okay, we're gonna press you, and we press them into another era. And ultimately, I believe I don't know I think it may have been Sancho. Yes, I think that was an assist, Jaden Sancho's assist to Cole Palmer. Palmer finished the brilliant low strike from the near post, very narrow angle and near post. Goalie tried, but the strike was just piping hot. Piping hot. It went right in. It almost tore right through the net. 4-2 halftime. At this point in time, we're like, okay, can we come out just like we did at West Ham? We were leading 2-0 at halftime. Can we get that early 3-goal cushion so we can just empty the bench? And we should have had that again. Jackson seemingly has reverted back to his old ways, because Jackson should have scored at least 2 goals in this game, and that's even given allowances for missing other chances. He should have at least 2 goals. He had one brilliant, would have been a world class assist from Palmer, one time loop over their defensive line. Francis Jackson, his runs and his connection with Palmer is on point. He read the play. He won the ball one on one with the goalie. I don't know. I don't know if he even got his shot off or he got it off, and it was blocked and it went over. I think it was blocked. It ended up being a corner kick. Then he had another brilliant one where he had, I think it was an error. Caicedo had won the ball, pressed him high, 1.5. Again, Palmer to Jackson. Jackson threw on goal, rounded the goalie. All he had to do was put enough pace on it. Jackson, and he's into the empty net, and it's 5-2. But he hit it, but without the necessary conviction. That's the problem. That's the difference between him and Palmer. Palmer is gonna just like literally tear the net in two. There's no chance for any defender to get back. But Jackson hit it, but he didn't hit it hard enough, and the defender came back and blocked it and prevented the 5-2. But as it turned out, by that time, Brighton players, their legs had began to kind of slow down. Their inequality had began to kind of slow down as we began to bring our quality off the bench. And we pretty much controlled the entire second half, even though we didn't score the fifth goal. So the game ended 4-2 Chelsea over Brighton. We are now up to third place for the time being. Obviously, Aston Villa and Liverpool can still catch us. So, but let's see what happens. Guys, how do you all feel about today's result? Please leave your comments below. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Take care, guys, and have a lovely weekend. Peace.